Good evening, and thank you for joining us at Inmates For Change. My name is Jones. I am the founder CEO of the 501c3 not-for-profit Inmates For Change. What we do at Inmates For Change, we like to offer the motto of breaking the bondage of destructive thinking. And I like to add from time to time, one mind at a time. We offer reentry services at Inmates For Change through a 12-week curriculum, Path to Purpose. It's a rehabilitative education piece where we introduce returning citizens and individuals with criminal or felony convictions in their background, critical thinking, interpersonal interaction, teamwork, spiritual connectedness, interview strategies. There's also vocational training linkage, and we also help in some cases with residence assistance and that type of thing. So we're basically a broker on that end of the spectrum, but with Path to Purpose, we offer a classroom curriculum environment. We'll go through a little bit more of that as we go through the show, and I wanted to give you all a chance to learn how to contact us. And here we have some information for you right now, and that is Inmates For Change. You can reach us at 773-746-3075, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Our website is up at wix.com/inmatesforchange.org. And those of you who like to email, inmatesforchange@gmail.com. I'd like to take a minute and introduce my guest here. This is Mr. Cedric Frison. And Cedric is a nonviolent outreach specialist for the Institute of Nonviolence Chicago. Cedric has a background as well, and as do I. And what he's going to do is tell us tonight about some of the challenges and successes of his transition through reentry and reintegration successfully into community, family, and corporate America. So welcome aboard, Sid.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Say hey to your people out here.
Hey, how everybody doing?
Okay. What I want to do is to get right into it because we've got a short amount of time.
Okay.
And I want to remind you, like I was telling you earlier, when you do answer, tell them.
Gotcha.
Let me ask you this. What was the most challenging situation or series of events that you had to overcome during your process of transitioning through reentry?
Wow, good question.
Speak up. Don't be scared to say
Good
it.
question.
Okay, that's good.
Well, first of all, one of the challenges was coming back to the community and being hit with the reality of the dysfunction. Trying to seek employment, not enough resources, a lot of the same organizations that wasn't working before, if you will.
You can't tell their names now. You know that.
No,
All
I
right.
ain't gonna
We
say
don't
no
wanna go through
names.
that. So, with those challenging situations that you had to overcome through the process, what was your mindset along the psychology of it? Were you kind of deer stuck in the headlights, or were you determined to get through this time, or were you getting frustrated through every turn? And
A little bit, a combination of all that, because once released, you hit with that reality that, hey, I have to be self-sufficient, I have to be independent, I need employment, housing, and the opportunities just wasn't there.
Well, that leads me to my second question, if it's okay with you.
Come on.
Cool. You relaxed?
Yes, sir.
Me too, man.
Cool.
Were there any weak moments in your thinking where you wanted to chuck it all, and just go back to the grind on the street corners?
Definitely. We're creatures of habit, and, there's a twisted security and familiar pain. It was almost in a twisted way of like, I know this is going to turn out bad for me, but I'm used to it. So I'm going to do it anyway, And like I said, the dysfunction in the community, the violence, it was a lot of pressure. And to come back and be met with that along with other struggles, it was tough.
Well, you're summing it up so fast. If I go through these 7 questions that I have, we're going to have like 25 minutes of time burning up.
Oh, man,
so let me just take a moment right here and segue into those of you who would like to join the conversation by at least posing a question. You can give us a call at 312-738-1060. Again, 312-738-1060. I'm going to get back here with my guest, Mr. Cedric Frison. and said, what was the biggest challenge when it came to family support and community investment? And this time, without beating on the table, because we're on the mic, and that picks up in the sound booth.
I'm sorry.
Suge Knight. This is Suge Knight.
Could you repeat the question, Mr. Jones?
What was the biggest challenge when it came to family support and community investment?
Okay. The biggest challenge as far as family support, I keep going back to this, the dysfunction. My family was already struggling, and then the history that I had, my background, I was struggling with addiction, among other things. I was living a risky lifestyle, and so the support just wasn't there. As far as community investment, it's obvious, it's evident when you go through our communities. You know, people like me don't own a lot of businesses there, so that shoots down the opportunities also. You know, and for them to believe in where I was trying to go, it just wasn't there. That support wasn't there. I guess after I had brought so much drama to the community, and then I was trying to re-enter the community and be an asset. It was hard for them to believe after seeing my track record.
Yeah. I kind of experienced the same thing when I was coming through. You know, being from the South Side, I was active early in the gangs, and behind that, my criminality as a result of fueling my addiction, and my addiction fueling criminality. You know, those two things together, on top of me feeling I need to do this to survive, and that kind of thing, were all of these different variables running at the same time for me. You know, and the transition was kind of difficult. I will say that. I came home January 19th, and I didn't find employment until November of the same year.
Wow.
So that position was ringing the bell for the Salvation Army, 2 days a week, 4 hours a day. But I took it, you know, because it beat not having anything at all. But I can remember back up the echoing that my mother used to say, once you get something somewhere, then other jobs start following behind it. And that was kind of the thing that happened for me too. You know, I had to prepare myself. I knew I didn't have the computer skills that I would need to be literate enough to take either computer programmer or computer data entry type of an individual. So I had to work through some of those obstructions, as well as those challenges and adversities, just like you did. Now, right now, you're sweating like you're going to the electric chair, man. I don't know what happened. I asked you about this before the show. It's a tough room, man. It's just a tough room.
I'm cool.
So we've got a caller on the line, and what we're going to do, we're going to take this caller. Caller, tell us who you are, and please state your question, comment, or your critique.
Hello, yes. I just want to thank Cedric for speaking up about his experience, but I want to ask him a specific question about, since the moment he got locked up until now, what was the moment that what was the moment he felt like would change, like his life had changed forever?
That's one of my questions, but we're going to go on and field that right now. That's a great question. And tell us who you are.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. That's Miss Anonymous, right? Okay. So that was my question that was coming up down the way, you know. Is there anyone in your support network, describe how the work you do now, plus what the young lady who was just saying, that with all of this stuff that you were going through psychologically, where were you? How did you overcome it? And how is it fitting now, you know, as a result of, how long have you been home?
Oh, man, going on 5 years now.
5 years home. I'm coming into 8 for me. So actually, January 19th of this year was 8. So congratulations, man. I will shake your hand, but you're all sweaty now, man. I'm going to just give you some dap. So would you answer this young lady's question if you remember what it was?
Yeah, what was it?
That's a good one, huh? He's nervous, and I understand
cool.
that.
Now, if I understand right, she asked, at what moment did I want to change for the better?
Yes.
And, okay.
Good guess.
Yeah. So to answer that question, when I took a look at my life, I had a moment of clarity where I said, you know what, the years have shot by. Time is a thief. I got more years in back of me than in front of me. Then I looked at the part I played in causing so much destruction and pain within my family, within my community. And so I just made a decision. First of all, I decided not to use any more alcohol or illicit substances, you know what I'm saying? Keep a conscious mind, right? And so I started plugging in with community organizations, you know. I came across Inmates For Change, you know, who plugged me with a lot of resources, did a lot of networking, case management, plugged me with the right people that believed in me, that poured into me spiritually, you know, encouraged me. And I decided that my background would become my portfolio. Who better than to help young men and women avoid the pitfalls than someone who has been through them?
That's absolutely. And that's what we do at Inmates for Change. And let me just take a moment here and reintroduce our contact information. We're at Inmates for Change, 773-746-3075. We accept calls at that phone from 9:30 a.m. through 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Those of you who are calling, please leave a clear voicemail message with your phone contact information and the best time to call you back. Our website is wix.com/inmatesforchange.org, and our email address is inmatesforchange@gmail.com. Now, I hope when I put this camera back on us, you look like you cool, calm, and collected, man.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Well, let me ask you this, Sid. Would you consider yourself successfully transitioned into family, community, and corporate America? Now, just a second. I need you to explain it in detail, but I also want you to just mainly hit the highlights, you know, of the successes as you can. So, would you consider yourself successfully retransitioned into family, community, and corporate America?
Most definitely. When I look at my life now as opposed to how it was, one, I'm a taxpayer. I work, you know, I take care of my children. My relationship with my family, I cannot even put in words how that has healed.
Okay.
Okay. Also within that, I celebrate and I sustain. You know, I console myself, my family, which also consoles the community, educate the community, and sustain to keep myself on the path that I'm on. I am an example of resilience, if nothing else. I mean, hands down, I do understand my role. I understand my position, and that's to reorient my focus away from worldly things, position myself to be a blessing to the community and to brothers and sisters who are returning to the community.
Absolutely. That is phenomenal stuff. And I'm going to tell you, as you were sitting here speaking about it, I can see the similarities I had coming through as well. You know, not only tapping into the spiritual connectedness and the God consciousness, which is the driving force in my life now, but also this passion that we have for the work that we do.
Yes, sir.
Which is leading up to that question, coming right up in just a few. And right now, I want to ask you, what has Inmates for Change done to contribute to your successful transitioning?
Well, first of all, to have someone really believe in you is important.
Go ahead. You
I'm
finish.
sorry.
I'm going to talk to the booth. I can hear you.
Okay, so what Inmates for Change
I
has
can
done
hear
for
you.
me, for one thing, it has given me a platform to stand on, to share my story, to share my experiences. I've been encouraged to continue doing the right things for the right reasons. And the connections that I have with other agencies, resources, you know, whether it be employment, housing. I have stable housing now. I have a network of people, recovering friends, returning friends, and we all support each other, you know.
That's grand, man. I'm going to tell you. I've watched you grow from the time that we first met
Right.
until right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I am impressed with the consistency, you know, because we've had some challenges along the way.
Yeah.
Even with the relationship that you and I have.
Right.
We've got a lot of times when they say Einstein will get this and Bozo will miss it.
Yeah.
Or do they say it the opposite way? Bozo will get this and Einstein will miss it.
There
right?
it is.
So I know both of us being two intelligent guys, when we have points of passion, we have a tendency to get our point across with no, wait a minute.
Yeah,
You know, we
I
like to
love it,
dissect
man.
the conversation and that type of thing.
It's real.
Now, I'm looking at my booth and wondering what's going on with my producer in there. So, are we scheduled with a call? Okay, I can keep talking. All right, great. It's good to be back. Those of you who would like to join the conversation, we're at 312-738-1060. Again, 312. I'm thinking of the phone contact for Inmates for Change. 312-738-1060. Now, I hope this next question has you relax a little bit, but not too much to the point that where you say, I got you plugged with such and such, you know, and you got you hooked up and that kind of thing. You're sweating again, man.
Yeah, well, you know, when I say words like that, some
Big
of that,
fella.
we got to meet people where they at. And it's okay. I bet you some of them got that out there. Plug, you want to be connected.
You know this is your last appearance, right?
Hey, that's why I'm sweating, because he make me nervous, right? You know what I'm saying? I want to impress him so much.
Here's the thing. Don't worry, just be yourself, man.
Okay.
That's impressive
Yeah,
as
I
it
know,
stands.
right?
Is there anyone out there in your support network that you'd like to send a shout out to?
Oh, most definitely.
Tell them.
I would like to give a shout out to Above and Beyond Family Treatment Center, Herman
Okay.
Russell and Dan and Kyle, them guys over there.
Hey, y'all.
Institute for Nonviolence,
Yeah.
Westside Health Authority, and
You
everybody.
got to say that one, because if you don't say that, you can't go back to work tomorrow.
Tenfold, right there. Love you guys. I love the support.
Anybody in the family?
Of course, my dear mother, I love you so much. You are the queen of my heart, and my sister Sharice, and the rest of my family.
You're going to make me cry, man.
Yeah.
You're going to make me cry. Those of you who would like to join the conversation, give us a call. We're at 312-738-1060. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to ask you this one, Sid. This one is a tough question. So get ready.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah. Describe the work you do now, how it helps heal some of the pain in the community, and what personal rewards you get out of it.
Oh, this ain't hard.
Okay.
I work with at-risk youth, okay, and I do a lot of case management. I'm an outreach specialist.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I find these young men, and the agency that I work for, Institute for Nonviolence Chicago, we offer them jobs. In the morning, we have another incentive. We give them a $25 gift card for attending what we call cognitive behavioral therapy class.
Yeah,
It's kinda
CBT.
like CBT, you know, kick the day off. And to see these young men grow, it give them hours off of the streets, like I say, at high risk, and it's a spiritual reward. in
Well,
that.
let me ask you, where do you find these men? You say you find these young men, and they're at risk or in risk? What's the difference?
Well, what's considered high risk is usually the age between 16 and 25.
Okay.
Okay, and we engage and we come with what we call a full court press, go right to the community, right to the corners, right to the blocks, and we offer these services.
Are you guys like the violence interrupters that I've heard about?
There's some of that involved, definitely.
Okay, and I'm sure ceasefire is part of a little sprinkling of what you guys do. Are you anywhere involved in the violence that's happening out there before or after or during?
Well, definitely. Well, all the above. And Ceasefire is a community partner of
Okay.
ours. You know, we work with all the other agencies. You know what I mean? We don't want no spirit of division, and that's the collective to come together with the same purpose. Come on, Chicago is struggling right now with the violence in our inner cities.
Oh yeah, especially on the south side where I'm from, Jack.
Yeah.
We've got a caller on the line. Caller, tell us who you are and what your contribution is.
We got a caller. Caller, tell us who you are.
Caller, you need to turn your TV down, please.
All right. Hello?
Hello?
Okay. 1 minute. Yes, my name is Alex Adams, and I'm a part of an organization that we call Peace United.
Okay.
And I want to ask you guys, do y'all have a program for seniors, you know, that's been ex-cons and been out for a while?
Who are you asking that to, Cedric or me?
Anyone on the panel, don't make it different.
Okay, well, it's only two of us.
Okay.
I'm messing with you, Alex.
Okay. Okay.
Call
all
here
right.
with your TV on, man.
That's a good
Yeah.
question, man.
That is a good question. Inmates for Change offers a small business ownership component with our Path to Purpose rehabilitative education curriculum. Those guys who are interested in owning their own business or trying to learn some of the critical thinking, analytical thinking, and teamwork play that happens inside of self-image as well as self-preservation with moving forward, you can reach us at 773-746-3075, Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. Now, Alex, I want you to let your people know that when they call, let them know that they're being referred by you. That way we can keep the connection alive with Peace United, and we can broaden that alliance base as well. You got me? Alex, I hope you're hearing me, because my wife has a cue from me that says that's a great question, and that's the end of the call. So,
Good question,
Cedric,
though, Alex.
that is a good question. And, you know, we do have to consider the seniors who are out there. A lot of seniors are in a transition mode where they're not being accepted in the workforce because of their age.
Right.
Because, and this is understandable. At 50 plus years old, a company or a business is looking at how many productive years can you give us
Exactly.
to help us sustain and or profit during the time of your employ. That's one thing. Secondly, a lot of our seniors are computer challenged.
Okay.
They have a illiteracy to a point of almost stagnation when it comes to information technology. See, what Inmates for Change does is that we link individuals with those type of places like the Howard Area Resource Center, Teamwork Inglewood on the South Side,
Yes,
Malcolm
yes.
X College, Kennedy King, where you can get some of these skills, some of these soft skills, so that you can learn how to navigate through. There's also the, as I mentioned earlier, the small business ownership component that we offer, and these are sometimes up to 12 weeks where an individual, and being a senior, and we know how tough it is for you to get around sometimes, especially if you have the challenges of public transportation, we can fix it so that you can take this study home and this kind of thing. Or I can email you, and that will get you started along the lines of your computer literacy. Because if I can email you some information and text study material, then you can fill that out without cheating, and send it back to me, and then we can start from there. But that's part of the things that we do here. Now, how about with the Nonviolence Institute? Do you guys offer anything for seniors?
Actually, we do. We have a case management team that's awesome. We work directly with the young men. Okay. In our efforts to redefine black manhood. And one thing that Institute for Nonviolence also offers is case managers. You can call the address is 4926 West Chicago Avenue.
Okay.
You can Google that, Institute for Nonviolence Chicago, ask to speak to a case manager, and they will connect you and plug you. They'll connect you with agencies within the community that offers those services. Again, that's a good question because our singers, they're important too.
Well, give us that address slower this time and the phone number slower.
4926 West Chicago Avenue.
4926 West Chicago Avenue. And the
Right.
phone number?
312-841-6431.
One more time?
312-841-6431.
Okay, that's great. Now, I'm looking at our clock. We've got about a good 4 minutes left in here.
That's it.
And what I wanted to find out now behind all of this that's been going on is what is your personal passion along the lines of the outreach specialist? What is it that drives you to go out at, 10, 11 o'clock at night sometimes?
24 hours.
24 hours.
When I leave that office, my phone still rings, and I try to be of maximum services. I have found out that I am at my best when I'm helping others.
Okay.
Okay. And so, and like I said, I want to redefine black manhood. I want to move the community towards economic empowerment. We want to move towards mental health, and spiritual health. You know, all these things are important. And so, and this is what I get a reward out of this. I get out of my own head for one thing, and not look at my own problems.
Absolutely.
Right? And so when I'm helping somebody else, man, and we build and we grow, and that's what it's all
You
about.
have truly said a mouthful there. I'm going to tell you, man, because once we start growing and we start developing the craft of interpersonal interaction,
Yes.
reaching in through those boundaries and those walls that these individuals have, because we have a thing in the community about xenophobia, where we are afraid of strangers, and especially our youth. That's it. A lot of times that broadens that miscommunication or lack of communication with the generations, because they don't necessarily want to hear what we have to tell them because they feel that we're the ones who caused all this trouble.
Wow.
You know, and they're right to a certain point. This is what got me into the industry. You know, I feel my era was the Superfly era, probably a little before your time, but that thing there was the thing that broke down the legacy of the community raising the child. And we, as men, being the big brother and the gatekeeper in the communities, we were the ones who were responsible for carrying on that legacy. And we just failed to do that as a result of the blaxploitation films and the new drugs that were introduced into the community on top of the gun violence and this type of thing. What I'd like to do is take a moment right now as we wrap up and say, first of all, this production of this segment of the show that we're doing was paid for in part by the professionals at the Mobile Doc. Secondly, I'd like to extend a hand of congratulatory comments and thanks for the support, Sid.
Yes.
Cedric Frison.
Yes, sir.
Frison. Say it, Sid.
Cedric Frison.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. That's it. Him. Yeah, who's employed by the Institute for Nonviolence Chicago, and he's a nonviolence outreach specialist. That takes us to the end of this show, and I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and sticking in. And those of you who called and got a chance to get through, thank you so much, because we truly appreciate all the comments and the questions, as well as some of the critiques. So when you see this one comes up on your YouTube, there's a little slide all the way down, and you scroll, there's a comment. Leave a comment and talk bad about Sid, okay? Have a good
Inmates For
night.
Change.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.